In a quiet corner of the world, nestled among whispering trees and sun-dappled lanes, lived a tiny kitten named Lily. She had a coat the color of cream and ginger, and eyes as blue as the summer sky. Her world revolved around her mother, a gentle gray tabby with a heart full of love, but whose eyes were clouded and could not see the light. Every day was a mix of joy and sorrow for little Lily. She adored her mother, nuzzling into her soft fur, listening to her steady purr, the sweetest song she knew. But when she ventured out to play, shadows would follow. The other neighborhood cats, led by a sleek black Tom and a haughty Calico, would watch her with sharp, unkind eyes. "Look at her," they'd sneer. "Her mother can't even see her own shadow. She can't hunt, she can't pounce, she can't even watch her own kitten." Their words were like tiny sharp stones, and they pierced Lily's small heart. She would run back to her mother, her bright blue eyes filled with tears she tried so hard to hide. Her mother, sensing her distress, would wrap her in a warm, comforting embrace, purring softly. "It's all right, my little light," she would murmur. "Their words can't hurt the love we share." Lily would close her eyes, believing her mother's words, even as the sadness lingered. One sunny afternoon, while exploring a little farther than usual, Lily's nose twitched. A strange, sweet scent filled the air. There, scattered on the pavement like fallen jewels, were colorful, glistening little shapes. Gummy bears, dropped by a passing child. Driven by a kitten's endless curiosity, Lily nudged one with her nose. It was a bright red one, shaped like a tiny bear. She took a small, tentative bite. A peculiar warmth spread through her tiny body. It wasn't magic, but something inside her shifted. It was like a switch had been flipped, turning her fear into a fiery resolve. The sadness that had weighed her down seemed to lift, replaced by a surge of courage she had never felt before. Her mind felt sharper, her senses more acute. She felt brave. Suddenly, a low growl shattered the afternoon peace. From around the corner trotted a stray dog, a big scruffy creature with a scar over one eye and a menacing air. Its gaze was fixed on something down the street. Lily's heart leaped into her throat. It was her mother, slowly and carefully making her way along the side of the road, completely unaware of the approaching danger. The bully cats, watching from a nearby fence, just snickered. "Let's see the blind cat get out of this one," the black Tom muttered. But Lily was no longer the timid kitten they knew. Fueled by this strange new bravery and a fierce, protective love, she sprang into action. With a speed she didn't know she possessed, she darted in front of the dog. She puffed up her fur to look twice her size, arched her back, and let out a hiss that sounded more like a tiny tiger's roar. The dog, surprised by this sudden, furious ball of fluff, stopped in its tracks. It growled, baring its teeth, but Lily stood her ground, hissing and spitting, a fearless guardian protecting her most precious treasure. She was a blur of motion, darting left and right, never letting the dog get a clear path to her mother. It was a dance of courage and desperation. The dog, confused and frustrated by this relentless tiny defender, finally gave up. With a final, annoyed bark, it turned and trotted away. Lily, trembling but triumphant, ran to her mother's side. Her mother, having heard the commotion, was frozen with fear. "Lily, my baby, are you all right?" she cried out, her voice shaking. Lily nuzzled her head firmly against her mother's leg, purring loudly to soothe her. "I'm here, Mama. You're safe. I'll always keep you safe." The bully cats on the fence were silent. They had watched the entire scene, their mockery turning to stunned disbelief, and then to a grudging admiration. They had seen a tiny kitten, one they had tormented for being weak, face down a dog 10 times her size. A few days later, Lily was walking with her mother when the bully cats approached. But this time, there were no sneers, no cruel whispers. The black Tom looked at Lily, his yellow-green eyes holding a new respect. "You were brave," he said, his voice quiet. The calico cat dipped her head in agreement. They had misunderstood. They saw a blind cat and a small kitten, and they had judged them. But they had failed to see the strength of their bond. As the sun began to set, casting long golden shadows across the neighborhood, a beautiful sight unfolded. Lily and her mother sat together, watching the colors paint the sky. Or rather, Lily described them to her mother, who listened with a smile, feeling the warmth on her fur. And this time, they were not alone. Gathered at a respectful distance were the other cats, the former bullies, now watching them, not with scorn, but with a quiet sense of wonder. They had learned a powerful lesson from the little ginger kitten, that true strength isn't about what you can see or do, but about the love you hold in your heart. And that kind of love is the bravest thing of all. Thank you for watching this story with us. If their journey touched your heart, please give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more heartwarming tales. Remember to share this story, because love is a light that deserves to be seen by everyone.